Oh, wow. We just came in from playing Frisbee with our little doggy. And sitting by the wood stove here is very, very enjoyable. So this is just a quick impromptu video. Hi,
Okay.
and I guess a belated Happy New Year. I'm traveling into Debbie's kitchen here.
Happy New Year.
Well, it's January the 8th.
Yeah, it's past Happy New Year.
January the 8th, Sunday. It's cold outside. And what we got here?
It's like a vegetable soup.
Oh, vegetable soup or stew. And Debbie's homemade pizza, which I can't wait to tear into. And here she's making some pasta fagioli, very Italian style. And it's not quite. Is it finished? Everything into it? Yeah.
That one's just going to be the chickpeas and the peas the way you like it.
Oh, okay.
That's just going to be.
I like that version. Yeah. And again, it's January the 8th, and so I'm going to leave Debbie's warm kitchen. I'm going to have this in a little while. This is going to be part of my dinner. Don't I love these? One of the best and most healthy things in the world that you can eat. Right there. Pomegranate. Okay.
You can't go back out.
Yeah. Well, she does want to come out. You want to come out again? We just played Frisbee.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You can come.
Okay, just a little bit.
She can come on out. I'm just going to show the persimmons now, this late in the year, and how they can still be eaten.
There you go.
Let's just walk out here. Now the squirrel's it's again the 8th, and the squirrels and things have been knocking the persimmons down, and they're shriveling up. But they're still, believe it or not, they're still quite edible, very edible. Let's walk out here to another variety, because there's not too many left. The critters have been getting to them. I want to just show you a few things. Remember, certain varieties of persimmons will continue to ripen no matter how many times it frosts, no matter how cold it gets. It's been down to 5 degrees on my property this year during that cold snap. Officially 8 in a nearby town, but I live out in the country. So it's always a few degrees colder out here. It was 5 degrees. And it's been freezing many times. But, you know, these persimmons, you can still eat them. They're still perfectly edible. Delicious. Still have a seed or two. Hey, come on over here. Anyway, I mean absolutely like delicious candy. Delicious and nutritious. All the way here up to almost the middle of January. So delicious. Let me break one of these open. Show you. Look at that. Hey Deb, you want one of these? It's really, yeah, but they're not astringent now. This is Rosiankin. So it's one of the most delicious.
Oh, wow. Oh, you can have half.
There's always a little bit of astringency with Rosiankin, but you know, this is the first time now, after multiple freezes, which generally takes the astringency out of persimmons, but not Rosiankin. They're still absolutely one of the most delicious persimmons in the world, as far as I'm concerned, that I've ever grown. It's very delicious.
I like that tree over there, whatever that one is.
Yeah. That's the key's gift.
Oh, yeah.
But what I'm saying about this is what separates this and distinguishes it. Hey, there you.
Somebody wants some.
Hey, you want a little bit of this too?
Just very little.
Give her just a little. She can have a little bit.
There you go.
Oh, just a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, she loves that.
That's all.
What distinguishes, I said this once in another video, is that even though it has a tremendously delicious, exquisite taste, there's always a little bit of after astringency. But it comes about 10, 20 seconds later, and it's very mild. But it's worth. But now they don't have it. Now finally, this is the first time ever that I'm observing myself that all of the astringency is completely gone. Finally. So there it is. There's the formula. Just leave it on the tree. Leave them on the tree. Now the critters have been making good business out of this tree. There's hardly anything on the ground. There's nothing on the ground. This is a little further from the house, so the critters feel like they're a little bit more brazen, a little bolder. So there you have it. Grow persimmons and you'll have fresh organic fruit well into the winter. Now, maybe I'll put the... Hey! She's getting her exercise today. Here, you want me to throw that? Here, give that to me. Here, hey, come here.
It's like, nah.
Yeah, okay. I've been burning wood. We've been burning wood and just trying to drink our hot chocolate and try to make the best of this hostile environment best we can. There's a lot of sicknesses going around, flu and thing and COVID. So we've been keeping our contacts with others to a limit, to a minimum. A little method here I wanted to talk to you about. Now here's a Nikita's gift tree. And again, they're falling to the ground because the squirrels are working on them. And that's okay, because I have plenty. And I have my, what's that? Okay. So here's a little method I wanted to talk to you about when you have a smaller fig tree. And it's just a wrapping method that, and I should take a picture of this and maybe I'll make this in my video, but the thumbnail, but let me just show you. This is a very, very good method to protect a young tree, because if you protect an in-ground tree for a couple of years, when it's small, it's going to be much tougher and be able to endure a lot more cold weather once the trunk gets thicker and the tree is more mature. They're more susceptible when they're young. Now, I use winter mulch. I've noted before that I don't believe much or at all really in summer mulch, and I don't. And I use winter mulch because it's important to keep the roots from freezing down, and it works very well in my climate, which is 7A, and it gets down to 0 sometimes in my zone. I remove the mulch early in the spring, generally around the end of March, because I want the ground to start heating up and to benefit from the sunlight. Okay, it's very important. And then I never put mulch on again, because mulch on fig trees is a bad idea, in my opinion. Okay, for what it's worth. Okay, I always put that little caveat in there, for what it's worth, because if it rains a little bit when your fig needs water in the summertime, the mulch will prevent the water from getting down in the roots as often. And when it rains really, really hard, the water goes all through and it soaks down, and then it doesn't have a chance to dry. And wet ground for figs, wet ground and figs, is a very bad recipe for disaster, especially at harvest time. So I like my ground to dry out, so I don't keep the mulch on there. And it's more natural. You won't go to Mediterranean, to Italy or Greece or even Turkey or any place and see mulched fig trees. You just won't see it. So I'm not saying it's a totally bad idea. If that's what you like to do, do it. We all have a little flexibility in our methods. I don't do it, because I have found that my trees are far more productive and that the fruit is superior if I don't mulch it in the summertime. Listen, figs are work, organic growing is work, gardening, produce, anything that you grow in your yard or grow anything, flowers, it's all work. So you might have to water during a dry period, and I always do, because I believe in not letting your trees go without water. I hear that a lot, and that's not a good idea. Don't ever do that, especially when they're little, but never. I water them when they need it, and I don't water them when they don't. So without the mulch in the summertime, it's easier for me, okay, to regulate the water. I'll give it water when it needs it, and I won't let nature give it a lot of water and keep it in the ground because the mulch will hold the moisture in, which is a disaster again for fruiting. So these are the reasons why I don't. Now I know I'm going against the grain of what a lot of people will say, but honestly, this is the methods that I've used for many, many decades, and it provides a good, steady flow of very reliable, exquisitely delicious fruit. Okay, and especially when we're talking about figs. If we're talking about blueberries like this, let's reverse that. Okay, you use the mulch in the summertime because you want to keep the moisture in, and you water hard, you water heavy. You know, and when it rains, it's fine. Let it rain a lot. It's not going to hurt blueberry. They like water. It's good for them. It's good for the fruit. It's good for production. You don't want them to go dry. And it's a totally different, okay, scenario than when we're talking about figs. So, all right, I put this little lesson in, like it or not, believe in it or not, but it works for me. Now, let's get back to very quickly this method for, this is just a little, this is a trash can. Hey, Deb, maybe you can give me a hand because I got this camera. Again, impromptu.
She found the missing frisbee.
Hey, yeah. Oh, okay. Let me get you. You're the best
please.
part of the whole video here.
Oh, please.
And me.
No way.
Go ahead. Just
Yeah, we
kind of pull it up a little bit.
Let's see.
Yeah. There we go. It's just a trash can. Yeah, lift it on up if you can. There you go. There we go. And there's my little fig tree. This is a gift from my good friend up in New York, Vito. And this is Angelo's Dark. And so I want to make sure it survives. And so I've got mulch, which you put in the wintertime always. Okay, you can put it back now.
Oh, you went back.
You know,
You
and
didn't wrap it though?
and no, I'm explaining. And you put the trash can over it. If you have an extra, I always keep a few extra trash cans around. I've got 4 or 5 of them out in the yard right now. And then I wrap this burlap around. You say, well, why you do that? Well, first of all, it's not a lot of work. Okay, and I think it kind of looks cool. You know, I like it. You know, Debbie likes it, but that's not why I do it. you don't think, she doesn't think it's so cool, but that's not why I do it. Okay, now don't forget to put your bricks on here because your winds will come along and blow it right over, and so it's all for nothing if that happens. Okay, so we'll put our bricks back on.
Oh, yeah.
Now, why did I put the burlap? I'll let you think for a little moment. Think about it. Okay, well, this is why. It's extremely important to do it, okay? Because when the sun, it's after the solstice now, okay? And every day it's going to get a little bit sunnier, okay? The days are going to get a little bit longer, okay? And as we approach into spring, okay, the sun, even now, when it's out, will beat down on this trash can and warm it up a lot. And it gets hot in there. It gets actually warm inside. So not right now in January is not a big problem, February, but when you start getting into March and towards the end of March, you don't want your tree to come out of dormancy because it will come out of dormancy if you don't put this burlap around it to keep the sun off the trash can, okay, so it stays nice and cool all day long and night, okay? So it keeps your tree asleep. If your tree is asleep, it's winter hardy. If it wakes up early and then there's a cold snap, it dies. That's the rule. End of story, okay? So you don't want that to happen. And I've got other videos about wrapping larger trees, and we talk about that too, and there's different methods for different trees. But for little trees, even a 5-gallon bucket over a little tree, it will protect it. It always does. And I just wrap a quick burlap, put a brick on it, and I've got some over here, and I can show you. But it works very, very well for protecting your early in-ground trees. Okay, so I hope this has been of some use to you. And with that, oh, look, the geese, they're coming into the field tonight. Oh, look. Oh, I almost forgot about the eagles there. We've got eagles nesting. They build their nest early in the spring, and well, it's not spring, but after the solstice, they build their nest, and then sometimes they build alternate nests. But out in the backfield, out here, we have a large eagle nest, and We've been watching the eagles. I can see them without binoculars very easily, and we see them flying over the house. But over top of Pinay Papap, okay, over there is a large eagle nest. And we've been seeing the eagles carrying material, building material from the swell back there, swale. And we watch them carrying it, and we watch them build the nest, and we watch them in the nest. And so we're very excited. We have eagles around here, but we've never had them where they've nested in the back field like this. So I'm kind of excited. It's just a wonderful thing to have eagles on the rebound. Okay. All right, well, I enjoyed your visit. I hope you enjoyed this video. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Go get it. Get it. Ah. It's kind of cold out here.
Okay, go get it.
All right. You having a good time? All right, time to go in. All right, well, with that, good day.